and I will need more attention rather than other days. Please pay more attention. Now I'll be starting. Devasi, have you got your answer? Okay, I hope you got it. So I'll be starting with array. Suppose I have, guys, you can hear me, right? Oh, okay, okay. So suppose I have variable int, I have roll number of some student. Roll number is equal to 1 2 3, right? Another roll number of another student, 1 2 3 4. Another one is, here I have to give some other name. Roll number 1, roll number 2 is equal to 1 2 3 5. Sorry, yes. So these are the integer, right? These are the variables, which this is the first variable, second variable, and this one is the third variable. Suppose I have 100 students. So what we have to do, we have to use 100 variables. So from here we have to go till the 100. Int student, or you can say roll number, 100 is equal to 1 2 3 100 means, right? So this way we have to give 100 variables, we have to define 100 variables, right? And after 100 variables, if we want to print roll numbers for all students, we have to use 100 system dot out dot println, right? So this is the 100 line of code, and this is the 100 line of code, total 200 plus lines of code. And one more thing, execution slow. Another disadvantage, performance, just because if execution will take time, performance will also be decreased, right? So how to overcome with this problem? We have a concept like array, right? How we can reduce this system dot out dot println, just run the loop from 1 to 100, right? And how we can store these variables inside a store these values inside a single variable, just define an array. I hope you guys got why the use of array, right? Everybody got it? Okay. So now I'll be explaining how to define an array. In Java there are two ways to defining an array. I'll be covering only integer array today, and your and single dimension array, right? Don't ask question related to string array, object array, class array. Don't ask related to this type. I'll be coming to those ones at the relevant days. But first of all, my agenda is you should have proper understanding related to array. You should have from basic. If anyone asks any question related to array, you should be able to answer, and I will be asking the questions to each and everybody after explaining the part when I'll be moving to our Eclipse IDE, right? How to define array in Java? There are two ways. First one is this. I'm talking about integer array, right? I will not covering up the string array, object array today. That I will be moving forward in next sessions. Just focus on integer array. Int this is the this means integer. ARR, this is the array name, you can give any name to it, and here big bracket is equal to new int, and here you have to decide a size. Suppose I give 5. This is the syntax of array. Just note it on your copy and pen paper, sorry. Right. So this is the first way. Another way to define an array, if you are using in this way, how you can do the things I will tell you. And second way is directly assign the values. You can give any name here, is equal to, suppose for this is 5, if I am using, I want to decide 6 values, 6, 5, 4, 15. So this way you directly assign the values. Here you can see values are static, values cannot be changed, right? But here whatever you want input, either you want from the end user or any, if you want to define it on a loop or you want to declare that, you can do that. But here you cannot do the same, right? Here values are fixed. So this works differently and this also works differently. How the thing works, now pay attention. I hope you guys have noted it down, otherwise this data is available everywhere, right? So you will now, suppose I declare first type array, int ARR is equal to new int 5. What this new means? This new is a keyword, right? This is the keyword, and this will assign memory to this variable. Okay, so this new will be responsible to assign the memory to the variable, right? And this new will be used when I will be covering up OOPS concept. Then when you will be making the object of any class, then this new keyword will be also used. So just know what this new means. This new is responsible to assign the memory, right? Now how to assign values to this array? You can do ARR here 1 is equal to, you can assign any value, 15. ARR 2 is equal to 16. ARR 3 is equal to 10. ARR 4 is equal to 5. But remember one thing, array index always starts from 0, right? So we cannot give ARR 5 is equal to 10 because we have defined size 5. So this will be causing an error in your index. This will give an exception, array index out of bound. This means array index was not as much as expected. You are going to absorb values more than its index, because this ARR5 means size 6 not 5, because array index start from 0 and you have to assign from 0 10. I will show you. So this is invalid case. Okay, suppose if I print sys out, if I print ARR 1, then I want to ask if anybody wants to reply, what will be the output? Devasri, what will be the output? 10. Why?
Because it is taking 0 as well, because it is
Why it is picking 0 as 1? Who said? No, no, this is 0 index, right? This is 1 index, so it will print 15. Don't assume whatever the code is that will happen. One more thing, that if I define array int array is equal to new int 5, so if I print arr3, now suppose I sys out arr3. Now I want to ask with Pooja what will be the output. 10, right? Now I will ask with Kavita what will be the output. Right. So you guys got it. It means okay. Zero for integer it will be 0, for string it will be null, and for others it will be like that, actually variable of that. Suppose it integer, that's why it's filling the whole number, right? Right. But I have assigned array index 0 over here, and yeah, you can assign any value you want. Well, yeah, negative value is a integer value, right? So this will be printed. Those values will be 0 by default. If you don't assign, the value will be 0. Okay, so now I'll be going to our uh, Eclipse IDE and showing some examples and asking you the output. Oh. Array index 0 will be assigned by 10. Array index 1, suppose I assign is 15. Similarly, I will copy these rows, paste. I will use 12, index 4, index 3, 13, 14, index 2. Now I'll print sys out arr2. I want to ask with Jayashree what will be the output for this. 14, right? Okay, so everybody got an idea. Now I'll be doing this with using the loop, right? Suppose I want to print all of these numbers, so is it worth to print this 5 times? No, this will be code redundancy or code again, same code again, right? So you can say just remove these lines and use for loop for that. For before that there is a method like length. In this length method, what it does, it counts the number of elements, number of indexes present over the array, right? So if array index is 5, so how to get to know, suppose I give a program that give me the output how many length array size, give me the array size, right? So you simply you can do that arr dot length, you this will suggest you to do that, this one, right? So this way you can print the, this you can use it as for loop. Let me complete it first. Int I is equal to 0, I is less than equal to, sorry, not equal to, I will tell you why not equal to, arr dot length, right? I plus plus, okay. So this will return me, this will return me the length of the array, right? Suppose I want to print first, before I don't use this while loop, I want to know what is the actual length of the array. So here you can type array dot length, right? So this will return you, I will ask with Madhu what will be the output for this line.
It's 4 on
4.
Yeah, because array is starting from 0 to
No,
5. Sorry.
doesn't matter. If array is starting from 0, doesn't matter. The value is, the length of array is 5, right? So it
Yeah,
starts from 0, but the length will be counted for 0 also, right? Don't consider 1 2 3 4. This one was also considered. Now Madhu, please mute yourself. Okay. So it will print 5, right? So this 5 was printed, okay. So how many times I have to run the loop? Array length should be less than array, how many times I should run? Less than the array length. Why? Suppose array length is 5, right? So I have to run the loop till 4 only, because 0 1 2 3 and 4, I is starting from 0, right? So 0 1 2 3 4, and array length will be returned 5, so this should run only 4 times. I hope you guys got it. Everybody please respond. Okay. Yeah, yeah, loop will run 5 times, but whatever, here I have to get how many times I have to run the loop, right? So I have to run the loop till 5 times, but yeah, I have to run the loop 5 times, but I current value is 0, right? So I will first run for 0, then it will run for 1, then it will run for 2, 3 and 4. You can count, these are 5 times, right? That's why our last value should be less than 5, right? 4 is less than 5, so this will return me 5, so I should be less than 5, right? Just because this 4 is there, right? So now this time I will print sys out arr. Here I will provide I. First time it will come here and it will be printing arr0, right? What arr0 is 10. Second time it will be printing arr1, yeah, means 15. Third time arr2, 14. And I hope you have idea about this for loop, right? You guys can understand or not? You can make it less than 5 also. You don't need to use that array dot length. If you don't know what was the actual size of the array, then you can use that method, but you should be aware about that. That's why I have told you. That's why I have commented this line. You can refer it later on. Okay, so I will run it and you can see first 10 was printed and array index 0 was printed. Second time array index 15 was 1 was printed, value was 15. Third time array index 2, fourth time array index 3, and fifth time array index 4, right, value was 12. Now I will check with Kavita. Please you don't give response this time. I will check with I'll check with again with Devashri. Now what will be the output? I want a total output. What will be output? Why array index out of bound?
Because 5 has not been declared. Here are 4. It is saying less than equal to 5. So it will, like, after 4, it will try to find for 5. It will not get.
Just not because this was not declared. This is not the reason that it will throw that array index out of bound. Reason is that your array is declared for size 5 and you are trying to get size 6 array, right? So array index was out of bound that time because you are trying to achieve array index 6, but actually the size of array is 5 only, right? Not this value, not just because this value are not declared. If I will make it 4, what will happen? Is that any error? No. So value will be not initialized to that index. This will be the reason. But if I will be using this, so first of all values should be printed and then it will throw the array index of out of bound. So how the code will run? First time it will print 0 index it will be second, third and fourth index. Fourth index means value of 5, right? So this loop was run 5 times successfully, but when it came to array index 5, when it came to ARR 5, then it actually it was trying to achieve value of 6th index, but array index was defined only 5, array size was only 5, right? When it was 5, actually it was 6 because it was starting from 0, that's why it was 5, right? So I hope you guys got this thing.
Yes.
These problems you will face in Selenium, I am sure. That's why I am covering from basics. I am covering these things, right? So I will first do one thing. I will open your classroom account and I will paste this code over there so that you get.
Yes, and then take out the value assigned to the array of 3, make it as blank. Then we run this program as blank. Array of 3, take out the value whatever we have assigned. Let it be blank for that.
Okay.
Just run the it's assigned 0.
If you not declare any value, so by default value will be 0, but for integer only, right? If you will be declaring an array for the string, the default value will be null. Okay. I'll be pasting this code to your classroom account, right? Copy from main method only so that you guys can refer it later on. if I'll paste over here, many of you will not able to copy. So here. Yes. Okay. Now second thing is that I want to search a value inside this array, right? I will again make a separate class for it, just to revise your if concept, for loop concept, and to revise your array concept. This time I am merging these three things, right? Value int arr is equal to new int 5. This time I'll assign, suppose I declare only for size 3, int arr 0 is equal to 10, arr sorry, but this knows corona, 15, arr 2 is equal to 40. I hope this is not corona. For I have to search a number, I will declare first a number that I have to search in this, inside this array. Int search num is equal to, suppose I search for 12, so this is not in this array, this number is not present in this array, right? So this should not be searched. For int I is equal to 0, always run a loop for array beginning with 0. I should be always less than its length I plus plus, right? And how I will compare? If search num is equal to arri, what does it mean? I will explain. Then first print a message, sys out number was found, else come out and print here sys out. Here you have to give just, suppose I declare a flag variable to know that if this was going to this if block or not. If int flag is equal to 0, by default flag value I have to keep 0. Now here I have to assign flag is equal to 1, right? Here I have to check if flag is equal to 1, then sys out if flag is equal to 0, because for flag 1 I have already printed over here, right? If flag is equal to 0, but number was not found. This program is simple logic. I have declared array of size 3 and I have to search whether number 12 is present in this array or not, right? So first of all it will be running from I value 0, right? I initial value will be 0, it will match whether search number here 12, 12 is equal to ARRI, and ARRI current I value is 0. It will match whether the ARR 0 10, whether this 12 is equal to 10. No, the value is false, that's why it will not come inside this if block. It will not come inside this block, if block. Again, what will happen? It will be going back to this I plus plus, right? It will be going back to this I plus plus. I current value will be 1, right? 0 plus 1, I plus plus 1. So it will be again coming search number. Search num is always 12. It is defined. It will try to search whether this number is matching with this ARR1. ARR1 means value of 15. Whether 12 is equal to 15, condition is false. This will again not come inside. Again it will do for I value 2. So I current value 2 means value of 14. 14 is equal to 12. No, it will not come inside. Next time I value will be false. That's why it will come out of this loop, right? So when it will come out of this loop, it will find that flag value was never changed, just because this was never gone to this if block. So flag value will be 0 and it will message this number was not found, right? So I will do this, number was not found. So I hope it makes sense to all, right? I have to add on two more things over it, but first of all I want to understand everybody got it or not. You have used array concept inside, you have used for concept, you have used if concept inside this for loop with the array, right? So this small code in snippets, as much as you practice you will get to learn. Now what I will do, this time I will make it 10. Please pay attention, you are going to learn many logics and this will be helping you a lot during the time of the coding. I will run this. What should be the output now? I want to ask with Kavita, what should be the output now?
Can you show the code again? The search number is 10. The number is found.
Okay.
Is that it?
At what index number was found?
Array index of 0. Array
Array index of 0, right? I will run.
Yes.
Our program says this number was found, but here I have to change one thing. At the first index, when I value was 0, right? When the I value was 0, the value was found, but this loop was keep running till its end, just because there was no break. I have to give a message over here. If you found it at before the ending of that array length, then just break out and don't need to go further to running the loop, right? So what will happen, I will 0 search num is equal to 10, at 0 index is what found, flag will be 1, it will print number was found and it will break from here, right? So it will not run further to 2 times loop, because this loop has to run 3 times, right? Because the array index is 3, so it will run for 0 1 2. So this loop has to run 3 times, but at the first index it found that the value was found, so it will break out from there, right? So why we need to run extra times if our desired output was get? So why we need to run extra times? We can reduce the number of execution, we reduce the 2 times. How we can do this is the advantage of this break over here, right? So there are many more possibilities to make this program more better, but how much I can explain, I can just read out your code, where you can modify the code, where you can make this code better. You have to think out this. this way the logic works. So this was my agenda for today. Tomorrow I will be covering second part. This second way, Karthik, one minute, I will taking your question. So this was the second way of the array declaration I will be explaining tomorrow with the string array, right? So tomorrow I will be covering string array, not the string, right? String is something different and string array is something different, right? String using searching, sorting, this type of things, those are totally different. And sometimes why I am taking these examples, why this college time example, just because these examples are not only for college time, these examples make our basics clear, and whatever I have used in my college days, I can say, referring those I have completed those assignments and referring those topics and those basics are work helpful to me today also when I am coding to my company or whatever platform. So if my basics are clear, I will not face any problem. So this break I have used in my many projects, and this is not a keyword. It can reduce a multiple time of execution in code. It can make your performance better. Where to use it, and there is a contradictory statement, continue. So this is your assignment to read out about this continue statement, right? So if you face any problem, I will cover it up somewhere, right? But please keep learning these things and keep practicing. And one more thing, that this continue, if I will give you a program to remove an array from the remove an element from an array, so this continue statement will be used. And how we can use in that case, you guys have to do. This is your assignment, and today's your assignment is, now Karthik, first of all you ask your query, what you are trying to ask. Karthik, you are not audible. I just heard the red flag only. Yeah. This flag was initially 0, right? Why I use this flag variable? Because I want to give some information. Suppose if you go to a market, and suppose your mom says that just go and bring me the ginger, right? So you went for the ginger. If you not found in the market, you will call your mom and you will say that ginger is not present in this market, right? So this information you will provide from the market. So here inside this if loop, I will be updating this flag variable if it came to this if block. This if this flag was updated, this means that, this simply means that this came inside this if block. So what this if block says, that number was found. So if the number was found, this update this flag variable from 0 to 1, so that if we will come out of the loop, we can know that flag value either 0 or 1. If it was 1, that means it went to this if block, right? If it went to this if block, then number was found. If it didn't went to this if block, then flag value will never updated, because flag value is getting updated in only if side, right? If case, right? So that's why we use this flag in this way to inform something, that if it went to the if block, then flag value is updated, so that we can compare our results. If it's 0, then it would never went to compare this number was found. So if it went to there, if, and how it will went, only if the values will be same, and values will be same, then number was found. If the number was found, just update this flag, right? So this way you can. I hope everybody got it.
Yeah, and sometimes you're using one coefficient and sometimes you're using double equal to sign. So how do we figure out when to use a single equal to sign and when to use a double?
When I am comparing something, right, comparing something inside if block, then I am using this double equals to, and this single equals to means that assignment operator is this single this single equals to means this assignments, this 0 will be assigned to this I, right? But when I am using double equals to, so it is comparing values, right? And this double equals to used inside this if block only, right? So if here I have used single equal to, it means that it is assigning this 10 to this array 0, right? So this is the assignment operator which is responsible to assign the value to a variable, and this is the comparison operator, right? So it will compare whether the two values are equal or not.
Okay, like, yeah, where you are printing the flag value, right? The 0 or 1. Like, how do we know that it is like it's entering? Here, nowhere we are printing the flag value.
Why we need to print flag value? We just need to understand what the flag value is, what with the value of flag, right? If you want to print, just print over here what it will print.
Yeah.
Value was
See,
found, the flag.
the code is running, like we'll not know whether, like, we have a huge code, we'll not know whether the flag value is 1 or 0 entered or not. So if you print the flag value, then we come to know the flag value is 1, and it has entered the if, like, number was found if loop.
Here my agenda was if the flag value was updated, right? So what I have to do, I don't need to print this flag value. If you want to print, if you want to debug it and you want to just debugging purpose, if you want to print, you can print it, number was found and 1, right? Number was found because this was first message and this was this one, right? Suppose if I give here, suppose I give here 13, so number is not found at flag value 0, because first this was printed 0 and second number was not found. So if you want to debug it what the flag values, you can print this to check. But why we need to, but if the flag value is will be updated only when it will went to this side if block, right? So this way, I hope you got it. Kavita, you got it or not?
Yes, Mangal.
What what if we don't write flag value and we directly write else instead of this flag value?
Okay, so
Suppose like
where
what if we write else?
so I have to change in this program. We don't, if we don't write flag value, so can you explain your question?
Yeah, instead of writing flag value and instead of writing a section print statement, what if we write else?
Where you will write this, that else statement, that what I want to understand, where you,
This flag equals to equals to this.
after this if,
Yeah, yeah.
because else should be immediate after the if, right? So if after this, just remove, I will commenting this code and I'll do the same. If I'll be using else here, code will not give error, but there will be a major problem. What? I want a single message, it will print 2 times number was not found. If number was right, this else for the number was not found. Now number is not found, right? Because this else is inside this loop, so it will print 3 times. Number was not found. Is this worthful? I want this message only once, right? So why this L part should be inside this loop? Why we need to print that? That's why I have taken a flag variable, and after this loop I will check that flag variable, and based on that flag variable I will print the response.
Vandana, but we can also give the break in the else part as well.
Here
Then it will not print the 3 times, right?
it will be again causing a problem. If first time the value is will not found, it will come outside of the loop, right? suppose I give a number 12 over here, right? 12. Suppose I give number 12 over here and here 12, right? So the number is present, right? But first time it will not find, it will come inside this else block and it will break out from there, right? And the message will be number was not found, but the number was present over here. Guys, these are the logics you can make. I have used that logic, was very appropriate, which was very congested to the code. So you can see that number is not present, number is present, still it is giving me response that just because I have used this break, right? Just because I have used this break, it was, this break will be throwing out of the loop. If first time it was not found, then why? I hope you guys understand, and please keep practice so that you can understand it by your own. Get it? Guys, got it or not?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so thank you for it. Okay, thank you for attending today's session. Have a nice day, and I'll post this assignment. Please complete those assignment. Thank you.